Every brand tells a story. And they are the storytellers. The Sutradhars. They present a brand with band, baja and barat to you. They are the Brandwalas. He is a seasoned business leader, brand strategist and entrepreneur with over 3 decades of experience shaping some of India's most respected brands. Manoj Adlakha is the founder and CEO of RedBeryl, a premier luxury lifestyle management company offering bespoke high-end experiences and services. A chartered accountant by training and a visionary by trade, he rose through the ranks of global giants like Visa, eventually serving as the CEO of American Express India for nearly a decade. As the founder and CEO of RedBeryl, he is redefining the lifestyle management landscape for India's ultra-rich. From exclusive access to global elite clubs, to bespoke luxury journeys for the world's most discerning individuals. He is our Brandwala. Hello and welcome. You're watching the Brandwalas. I am Krishnakumar and we are in conversation with Mr. Manoj Adlakha, founder and CEO of RedBeryl. Manoj, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on the Brandwalas. I'm going to begin in all honesty and ask you the thought behind RedBeryl. You know, in your career, how did you end up wanting to create RedBeryl, and more importantly, how do you market RedBeryl? What exactly is your communication strategy?
I'd worked in corporate life for about 32 years, and then I decided that it may be time to venture out. So this was about 2.5 years ago when I decided to set up my own company. And the name of the company, it took a little while to decide what the name should be, and then chanced upon the name after much deliberation, came up with the name RedBeryl, which, by the way, if you were ever to Google it, it stands for the most precious gem on the planet, and it's found in Utah at Salt Lake City. So that was the inspiration behind the name, and since then it's been a fantastic almost 3 years. We're getting into a third year now. So it's been 2.5 years of a great journey. Coming to your specific question regarding the communication strategy, there are 4 particular tenets that need to be followed. One is the belief, right? And that is what you need to communicate. And you got to do it in that order. So first being the belief. What really, and this is when you communicate, whether it's to your prospects or to your customers, and in our case, we call our customers members, what does the brand really stand for? So that is what, the belief is. The second is, it's all to do with the service. What is the service that we're providing to them? The third is around the experience. And, we are an experience and a, led brand. So it's all about the experiences that we are providing to them day in, day out. So when you look at those, and that's where it has to be in that order, like I said, because if the customers don't know what you stand for, then you really would not have got their attention. The last thing I would talk about, the communication strategy is it should not be in your face. Any kind of communication that goes out, I put myself always in the shoes of, a member and ask myself a couple of pertinent questions. One, that if I was the recipient of this communication, right, how would I look at it? Would I spend time on it? because I challenge my marketing head and myself for that matter, that we have to respect the time, because the kind of customers we're dealing with are HNIs and ultra HNIs. We got to respect their time. So it has to be absolutely worth their time. And we don't get, as we know, that they don't have too much of time on hand. So we have to be respectful of that. Second, while we are trying to elevate our brand at all points in time, how are we elevating their brand? And how are we making it meaningful for them?
What about the service per se, the product per se? How come, tell us more about that, and more importantly, what is the value proposition there that you're trying to
Sure.
communicate through your branding?
Let me tell you what we are not. And we are not a credit card company, and neither are we a concierge. We are actually a lifestyle company. So what we've taken is we have blended all the aspects of the high-end premium credit cards which are out there in the market, and all the features and benefits that come along with that. And we are using concierge as nothing but one of the many fulfillment channels that we have. So if I was to put it a little more mildly, what we are is it's a bit of a cliche also, we are a one-stop shop for any HNI or ultra HNI, because that's our TG. But once they subscribe to our membership, then they get the benefit of all the features that, or the verticals, as we call them, within RedBeryl. They get access to all those verticals. Now, those verticals range. When we started the company 2.5 years ago, there were just probably 3 verticals that we started off with. Today, we have 14 verticals. We actually provide value across 15,000 hotels, both in India and globally, where there are benefits which are provided in terms of, whether if you're staying at a particular hotel, you'd get the best rates, even lower than the corporate rates that would be otherwise provided. If you're using those, restaurants in those hotels, and you can multiply, every hotel, as you know, has about 3 to 4 restaurants. So you get a lot of, benefits. This could be a bottle of wine, could be discounts, could be priority reservation, or what have you. So that's one pillar, which is the hotel pillar that we have. So effectively, after this, you do not need, as you know, many hotels have their own loyalty cards. You do not actually need to carry those individual loyalty cards of those hotels. Then we have another pillar on the restaurant front, which are standalone restaurants, where we have a tie-up with about 500 restaurants, where again, depending on what restaurant, we give our members get access to either priority reservation, they get discounts, they get a bottle of wine, free desserts. The third piece I would like to talk about, which is very unique, and we're probably the first ones in this. None of the credit card companies in India offer this, is access to clubs. Now imagine, today a lot of people take club memberships, and some of the club memberships can be very expensive. We give access to 3,000 clubs across the globe. And these are premier clubs. These could be social clubs, these could be golf clubs, members-only clubs, or health, and gyms, health centers and fitness centers, or even common work areas. Let's say, if somebody's going to New York and they want a board meeting, they're traveling from India to New York for a vacation, but for that one day, they have a board meeting that comes up. So if you're a RedBeryl member, you'll get access. Like this, I can go on and on, but these are just 3 of the verticals that I spoke out of the 14 odd that we have.
Fair enough. Manoj, at this stage, I want to ask you, how do you reach out to your target customer? What is your marketing mix like? How much of it is traditional marketing? How much of it is digital?
Believe it or not, it's like I said, it's been 2.5 years. I've spent zero, absolutely zero. When I mean zero, it is zero. Money on marketing. I have not spent a dime on marketing.
Seriously, zero money on marketing.
I'm being very serious. Yes, we did. When we will launch the product, which was 2.5 years ago, we did need to create a little bit of a buzz. So we had an event in Delhi. It was, just a, close-knit 200 ultra HNIs of Delhi who were invited. It was a black tie event. We had, it was in one of the 5-star hotels, and we had, one of the most popular bands who had flown in from the US, along with, Ricky Cage, as you know, he's a 3 times Grammy Award winner. And another person who had flown in was from the US. He was a 7-time Grammy Award winner. So for the first time on Indian soil, there were, 2 people, and between the 2 of them, they'd won 10 times. They'd won 10 Grammys. This had never happened on Indian soil before. And it was a very pulsating, experience for everyone who was there. That's when we really unveiled what the brand was all about. And that's the biggest event we have had. And post that, there is, as a matter of fact, you'd be surprised, I'm myself a marketer, but I've not even spent a penny on SEO. I have not spent a single money on any influencer marketing. Yes, there has been organic PR, again, not paid PR, organic PR, which has been happening. And this product is not a product where I can go and, talk about it from billboards or, on TV or, otherwise. This is totally a referral product. So as our customers become more and more comfortable with the service, they're going to refer the product to their like-minded, to their friend circle, right? Everyone has a, circle of influence, as you'd like to call it. So they would refer it. And that is nothing like, each one of our members becoming a brand advocate. Because once they become a brand advocate, I do not need better marketeers than that. So I have a sales team who's out there. It's a lean sales team across, I started with 2 cities, now I'm in 8 cities. And across these 8 cities, it's a very lean team, max 1 or 2 people in every city. And they're going out there. We have 2 products. One is only by invitation. So, we only decide to invite who we have to. And there's another card which is open, for everyone. The higher end card, which is the red card, which is only by invitation in first year, that costs, including GST, about 8.15 lakhs. So it's a little bit of an expensive proposition, but we are giving a lot of value in return. So whoever takes the card gets if they were to utilize our services that we provide them on an annual basis, and then every year they pay 1.9 lakhs as fee. So first year they pay about 8.15 lakhs, but after that 1.9 lakhs year on year. And on the 1.9 lakhs, they get about 35 lakhs worth of value. So that's 20x ROI.
How do you use social media, to get them to get the message out? Yeah. Do you use social media? If at all, then what are the platforms of social media that you engage with?
Absolutely, and we have our own. At the end of the day, we use Insta. There is LinkedIn blogs I write, and on luxury, I've been always for the last 10, 12 years, because I've been, in some form or manner, been associated in the, HNI and ultra HNI space for the last 20 years. So the little insights that I have on luxury, I try and share that with people who are willing to, spend a little bit of time, I'll just come to the, Insta piece in a moment. But when I talk about on LinkedIn, it's not with the intent to sell. It's with the intent to share whatever little knowledge I have and share it with the people. But like I created a property called Wired on Wednesday, where every Wednesday I would come out with something or the other. And I did it, honestly, some fatigue set in, and then I also, maybe it also set in the viewership, but I ran it for about 12 weeks without fail, and so 3 months, and I've given it a bit of a break. Last 3 months I've not run it. I'll start something else now on those lines. But all that does is, it's a little bit of a validation on what at least I feel luxury is all about. It's not a sell at all, no way, because luxury, or for that matter, the product that, or the company that I have, and, I'm very, very grateful, because this company is also, again, a function of, it's a services company, and it's all about the people. So, and I'm blessed to have a fantastic set of people. And these people who become your brand ambassadors, just the way customers become your brand ambassadors, your employees become your brand ambassadors. And when they do, and they go out there, do a great job, the testimonials they get, the referrals they get, that's what really, it's a compounding effect that kicks in. So, whether it's on Insta, coming back to Insta, what we do is we do regular posts. We are not, again, I'm repeating that, we're not in the face of the customer, because we have to be very mindful of the times, of the velocity of communication. Because, an HNI, if you're bombarding an HNI with frequent, pieces of communication, whether it's a prospect or a customer, to my mind, that's not right. So you have to balance it. right? Everyone's, of course, wanting to get new customers, like we also, of course, do want new customers.
Okay.
But we have to be prudent about
Absolutely.
how we, try and get those customers. As far as existing customers go, there are ways in which, those interactions about the benefits, and every month we get about 8 to 10 new alliances that get set up. Now, those alliances are communicated on a one-on-one basis by the relationship managers with our members, and then maybe at the end of the month we would probably summarize all of that, and then it goes from my desk to every member talking about it. But and then we always give an option for people to opt out, because like I said, all of us in our we get a lot of communication and overdose of communication at times. So we are very respectful of people's time.
What is the one thing about your job that you love the most? The one thing that really gets you going the first thing in the morning when you wake up and you want to go to work, that's what drives you to work.
Only one?
Okay, if you have more, then sure.
No, I'm kidding.
Right, Manoj, that's why I want to ask you, what according to you is the big buzz as far as the world of branding, marketing and advertising is concerned? Currently.
Yeah, so the big buzz is, in my view, this may sound a bit contrarian. In my view, again, I think what has started to happen now is over the last 3 to 5 years, as I've seen, more pronounced over the last 3 to 5 years, influencer marketing has really, everyone's talking about influencer marketing, and to me, I will never venture into that space. No, I will never do it. There's a difference between influencer marketing and celebrity marketing. Now, yes, are there celebrities who we have, who've been kind enough, by the way, none of them have taken a penny from us. They maybe 8 to 10 or 15, 20 real high-end celebrities who are our members, and on their own accord, when they've decided to say a few words or pose for a picture, that for me is fantastic endorsement, because they're not craving for attention, they're not getting paid for this. On the other hand, and with due respect to all the influencers are parading, and they're actually representing a lot of brands. So that creates to clutter, that creates to confusion. Many a times the influencers don't even know what brand they're representing or what is the ethos of the brand. And to me, that doesn't really strike a chord. So I would rather deal with an existing set of customers who we have, and within that, like I said, there may be about 20, 25 who are real celebrities. And if I can get, and again, totally on their own accord, if they're ready and willing to, say a few words here and there, that does magic for our brand.
Okay, tell us then, what according to you is the big blah as far as the world of advertising and marketing is concerned? When I say blah, what I mean is that, something that's overhyped, so much gyan gets given about it, but actually it's much ado about nothing.
Well, one I just spoke about. I feel, it may, and again, don't get me wrong here, and nobody who's listening to this should get this wrong. Different things work for different brands. For a luxury brand, and the brand we are, which is all about privacy, it is about discretion. I cannot afford to have influencers talk about my brand. No way. I cannot do that. Maybe it works very well in some FMCG brands, I can't think of, as an example, we all know cricket is a religion in India, but tomorrow if there's an IPL happening, and would I, be out there in an IPL, tournament talking about my brand, or have somebody talk about my brand? Answer is a categoric no. So I don't know what the blah is. There is a lot of,
There's not one blah, there's a lot of
people
blahs
who want to get associated with brands, but yeah.
Fair enough. Tell us then, what is your all-time favorite advertisement or brand campaign or marketing campaign? Something that you've really admired and it continues to inspire you even today.
Okay. I got to give it a bit of a thought. Is it okay if I give you two examples?
Sure, please go ahead.
Okay, one comes to me from, and both are actually from the 90s.
Okay.
One is a Hindi one, and one is going to be English one. So let me start with the Hindi one, which is advertisement, God bless his soul, Piyush Pandey's, which was Cadbury's Kuch Khas Hai. I don't know if you recall that.
Of course,
and,
we all do.
Yeah, it was iconic, absolutely iconic. 1994, I think it was. And I just got into, it was just 4-5 years I'd got into corporate life for me. That time it was absolutely mind-boggling. There is this girl dancing, uninhibited, getting into the cricket pitch. And, it was so full of emotion. It just touched a chord with everybody. And, there was something absolutely wonderful about that ad. It was, it just took chocolates to a different level. It was no longer about kids eating chocolates. It was about everyone and anyone. It was, quite ubiquitous in that manner. I thought it was wonderfully done. It was all the emotions playing out. And I could even now see that ad again and again. What was again brilliant, when you do an ad like that, forward lookers and whoever created that ad in 1994, in this case, of course, it was Ogilvy, under the guidance of Piyush, who did this ad. And in 2021, they did a reverse, which was when women cricket started, and maybe, I don't know whether women cricket became popular because of that or the other way around. But as women cricket became popular, I don't know if you recall, but 2021, they did a swap on that. And they had a male, so they had a gender reverse and a male walking in, in the same way and doing that for women cricket. I thought it was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So great thinking over there. That was one. That was on the Hindi front. And when I, look at, what the other ad that comes to mind is Apple. There was an Apple ad, I may have got the year wrong, I'm not too sure, but I think it was in the mid-90s. I know after Steve Jobs came back to Apple, and the ad was all about, it was actually titled Think Different. So this ad was again outstanding because it was all about a belief system. It was moving away from the whole ad, they had, the all-time greats like Mahatma Gandhi in it. They had words from Mahatma Gandhi, voiceover of Mahatma Gandhi in it. They had Martin Luther King and a couple of other folks in that. It was it was a black and white ad, I still remember. And it was all about rebels. It was all about people who had broken status quo, who had gone out of, who had broken the rules and they'd done something different. And it was absolutely, it basically told everyone, you can have an identity of your own. And that ad it was, I think, a minute and a half or something, never spoke about computers. It never spoke about the features.
It spoke about everything but computers, isn't it? Great, fantastic, great to know that. But at this stage, I have to ask you this, Manoj. Tell us, what is the one thing about your job that you love the most? The one thing that really gets you going the first thing in the morning when you wake up and you want to go to work, that's what drives you to work.
Only one?
Okay, if you have more, then sure.
No, I'm kidding. No, actually, being an entrepreneur has its, it has its challenges, of course, but it gives you a high. It gives you, you're on a different energy level. I started my entrepreneur journey very, very late in life. I started when I was, 57. So typically at that time people have retired, right? So I started, after 32 years of corporate life is when I started and took the plunge to become an entrepreneur. And it wasn't easy, honestly, because when you get monthly check into your bank account as against paying a lot of people's salaries and then paying the vendors and making sure everything is going as per plan. Managing cash flows, it's a different ballgame altogether. Having said that, what really excites me is I've been very passionate about customers. That's been my life, and I'm really grateful to my prior employer, American Express, where I spent majority of my life, working life with, because they taught me the ethos of what customer servicing is all about, and I've just carried that forward here and played it forward. So, keeping the customer front and center, even at American Express, I used to make it a point to speak to every customer, irrespective of, whoever they want to get in touch with. They had my number. And I've done the same thing here. Of course, the scale here is much lesser right now. We just started off. But, any interaction with customer, any feedback from customer, good, bad, constructive, anything is more than welcome. I love it. To answer your question specifically, when a customer really feels we're doing something right.
Okay.
And that's a very gratifying moment. And on the other hand, there are times when the customers, like I said, give us feedback on how we could have improved. We are, a young company. This is what I keep telling my team across. We are a 48-member team right now across the country. But we are a young company. We'll make our mistakes. As long as we do not make that same mistake the second or the second time, not even the third time. Second time, we are good. We got to fix the processes. That's where I keep insisting and keep deliberating on that.
Okay, fair enough. What is the one thing about your job that you don't like at all? The one thing that you detest? The one thing that you don't look forward to?
What I don't look forward to? No, I love everything about my job. Sometimes what can happen is there can be, unnecessary noise around things. Sometimes even in small companies, if things are not happening the way they are, we do have, today I've given a lot of independence to my team. We work across 9 cities. Everyone's working on a hybrid model. As a matter of fact, only in 1 city do we even ask people to come in. In the other 8 cities, they don't even come into office. So they're free to do. So that's a faith and trust one has in them. And sometimes, if at all, one is let down by that, then you do feel, you feel let down because you have reposed a lot of faith in individuals, and it's if on one-off situation, if that faith is there's no payback on that, then you feel a little let down. That's the only piece I could think of.
Okay, fair enough. We will leave it at that. Mr. Manoj Adlakha, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on The Brandwallas.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on your show.